It's not about avoiding emotions. It's about how to regulate them. That's one of the biggest things I learned during my 7 years of personal transformation and as a success coach working with high performing women leaders. Whether you just graduated from university or a seasoned executive, the emotional strategies used by the top 1% to protect their energy, the mental health, the mental wealth, and to create greater results can be applied by anyone. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the ACT system, a simple proven approach that can help you regulate your emotions like a pro. Let's get into it, starting with the most important one, which is awareness. The truth is, most people struggle to name what they're feeling in the moment. Let's imagine for a moment that you're going through your day and suddenly something small happens. You receive a message that upsets you, or someone tells you something, and suddenly you are annoyed, you can be frustrated, you are anxious, maybe fearful, and even you start spiraling. And you cannot quite say why. Maybe you can say, he sent me that message, or someone else did that, but that's the surface level. You cannot really name why you're allowing yourself to get triggered, why you're allowing yourself to give your power away. It's not because you're broken. It's because you're human. We are all humans and we feel our feelings. The problem is we've never been taught to pause and check in before we react. But that pause, that's where everything shifts. And hear me out. Studies show that people who can name their emotions more precisely, beyond just I am fine, I am happy, I'm tired, I'm sad, I'm angry, I'm mad, actually have more control over their mood, are better at taking their career to the next level, better at making decisions, and actually feel less stress. That is how powerful being aware is. And you're doing this for two important reasons. Reason one is to protect your energy. Everything is energy. And when you leak energy, it takes time for you to fill your energy container. When you can identify what you're really feeling, you stay calm, you stay grounded, you will be so present so that you can ask better questions, and then you can make better decisions instead of reacting to someone else's emotions. Reason two is to act with intention. If you cannot name what you're feeling, if you allow yourself to get triggered, it's almost impossible to respond in a way that truly reflects who you are. So before talking about how to stay calm, what to do next, it's about the awareness, being so self-aware of what is going on within you that only you can feel and no one else. Because the truth is, you can't shift if you haven't named what you're feeling. I want to give you a prompt. Pause long enough to feel what you're feeling and ask yourself, is this truly how I feel? Is it my past? Or is it because it's my perception of what I believe to be true and my need for a specific outcome? That one question can break the loop and give you the space and the peace, breathe, and to think through how you want to respond instead of react. And hear me out. It's rarely the event itself that causes our reaction. It's our interpretation of the event and what we believe must or should have happened. And oftentimes that interpretation is colored by our ego, needing to be right, being in control, our past experiences, our emotional luggage, or just simply having a bad day. Anyone capable of making you angry has power over you. In other words, whenever you react, whenever you allow yourself to feel your feelings, then you have given your power away. When you remove our emotional charge, we create peace, and peace of mind is just reality minus emotional history, emotional luggage, and expectations. See it for what it is, because that's what it is. It just is reality without your emotional charge. That takes us to the third and the last step about trusting yourself and show up in a way that's truly aligned with who you are. In this book, Trust Your Vibes by Sonia Choquette, Sonia shares something that I truly love, and that is the simple act of stepping back from negativity. When you break the connection with negativity, not only does it clear the air, it gives you peace within, and then it helps you drop your defense mechanism. And that's where real clarity comes in, because you cannot take the right next step if you're a victim of your emotions, if you consume what you're thinking. And the 1%, they don't just regulate their emotions, they create space for wisdom. And the top 1%, they look at the situation as a data point, and they're telling themselves, what can I learn from this situation? How can I grow from this situation? They know that all reactions and no reflection leads to burnout, to sadness, to pity party, to tension, regret, and stress. Now you may be thinking, isn't that avoiding emotions? Not at all. I feel what you're feeling, but don't be consumed by your feelings. Don't be consumed by your thinking. Be greater than what you think, be greater than what you feel. When you create space for yourself, you stop letting the past write your present and your future. You stop projecting your old pain onto other people, and you stop casting limiting stories on other people and truly see the person as who they are. The soul behind the name, the soul behind the title. Because when people react, it has nothing to do with you. It has all to do with them. The soul that is suffering, they may be carrying some emotional baggage, some wounds they haven't healed. Regulating your emotions isn't about not feeling them. It's about acting in spite of them, not letting them dictate how you want to show up, but choosing how you want to show up. Choosing clarity over chaos, choosing yourself over negativity, saying yes to yourself and saying yes to your energy and saying no to trauma and drama. Realizing that anyone who can make you angry and make you sad has power over you, can ignite your desire to learn to regulate your emotions, and so reclaiming your control of how you want to show up. That's why I created the ACT system. Awareness of how you're truly feeling, choice in how you want to respond, acting from a place that is truly aligned with who you are, soul-aligned action. And in practice, it may look like close your eyes when you feel your feelings and then say, okay, what's going on in my body right now? Take a deep breath and say, okay, what is the next best step? If people are reacting, just notice things. Say, they are a victim of their own emotions. It has nothing to do with me. It's all to do with them. And if it's you, say that with love and say, where can I grow? What is this green flag for me? What I'm ready to let go of. The key is to give yourself the permission to feel and not being consumed by what you feel. So those are my top insights on how to regulate your emotions like the top 1%. If you enjoyed this video, I'd be grateful if you would subscribe to my channel and leave a comment below how you are regulating your emotions, where you want to grow next. Thank you for being here. I love you. See you next week.